Going on, everybody? It's Key Time coming back with another one to talk about both game fives from last night between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Denver Nuggets, and also the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, before I get into the Denver Nuggets, I want to get into the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, this is the first time all season that the Minnesota Timberwolves have lost three straight games. So, after game two, everybody was saying that it may be a sweep and the Nuggets should just pack it up and get ready for next year. And now you have seen for the last three games of the series where the Denver Nuggets have dominated as far as rebounding, dominated when it comes to as far as defending Minnesota. They let Anthony Edwards. They didn't let Anthony Edwards get off last night. He only had 18 points, and also keeping those other players that has come off the bench for the Timberwolves in those first two games, keeping them at bay. So as of right now, like I said, the Denver Nuggets, I predicted them to win this in 7 games, and I'm still staying with my prediction because, like I said, Minnesota, they are a young team. They are still, even though that they have experience last year from playing the Denver Nuggets, still, they are still a young and upcoming ball club that is a force to be reckoned with for the foreseeable future. Now, as far as the Denver Nuggets, what they have did the last 3 games, they have neutralized Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert. They have neutralized all three of Minnesota's top guns, and not to mention Nikola Jokic. He has took over some games. Also, last night, he had 40 points. Jamal Murray, he has been up and down, but he had a decent night last night. He had 16 points. The players that has come off the bench, Contavious Caldwell Pope had 16 points. Aaron Gordon had 18 points. And Christian Braun also came off the bench and gave the Nuggets 10 points. So, is this series over? Can the Denver Nuggets finish it out in Minnesota? I believe they can, but I'm still going to say that this is going to go to full 7 games because I think that Minnesota will protect home court and will force a decisive game 7 winner take all, and the winner goes on to the Western Conference Finals to play either the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Dallas Mavericks. And as far as that series, that's all I got for that series. Now, the next series, the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks, this is also this was also last night, the 5th game of that series. The New York Knicks, they pretty much blew the Indiana Pacers out the water, like everyone's been saying all season. The Indiana Pacers struggle to defend on defense, and it showed last night. It really did. And I mean, basically, most of the points that the New York Knicks scored came from their starters because they really don't have too much of a bench because OG Anunoby is out, and you also have Julius Randle out. Not to mention you had another Herculean game from Jalen Brunson, had 44 points and 4 rebounds, and also to include Josh Hart had 18, Miles McBride had 17, Alec Burks, who came off the bench, scored 18. So, can the New York Knicks finish this series out in 6 games? Finish this series out in Indiana? I don't think so. So that's why I said before the series started that this would be a 7-game series with the New York Knicks winning. But only thing that I am curious about is to see how much can the New York Knicks hold up, because Tom Thibodeau is only playing 7 guys. At the most, it's 8 guys throughout this series. And I wonder, with Josh Hart playing 40 minutes, with Donde DiVincenzo averaging 30 minutes, with Jalen Brunson averaging over 40 minutes, and Miles McBride averaging over 40 minutes a game throughout this series, how much will they have left in the tank for a game 6 or even a game 7?
Sorry, I don't understand.
So, what will the New York Knicks do? I believe that they will be able to. I believe that they will get ready for game 7 and they'll win game 7, because the Indiana Pacers will protect home court. They will protect home court, and the New York Knicks will win in 7 games. I'm going to give y'all a few stats from last night's game. The New York Knicks were 46% from the floor, 12 out of 35 from the three-point line. Both teams made 12 three-pointers respectively. The free throws, not much of disparity there, but the rebounds, the New York Knicks out-rebounded the Indiana Pacers by 23. Total rebounds, 24. Total rebounds, 53 total rebounds to Indiana Pacers 29. Offensive rebounds, the New York Knicks out-rebounded them by 15. Defensive rebounds, the New York Knicks out-rebounded the Indiana Pacers by 9. Also, what hurt the Indiana Pacers last night was turnovers. They had 18 turnovers, and most of those turnovers were costly. Not to mention that Tyrese Halliburton didn't have a good game. Miles Turner, he had his usual game, and Pascal Siakam had 22 points. What the New York Knicks did last night is what they've been doing all series in the games that they have been winning. Doubling Tyrese Halliburton and making Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Aaron Naismith, Andrew Nahard, and Obi Toppin, making the other players beat the New York Knicks, instead of Tyrese Halliburton averaging 30 to 35 points per game in this series. So, what are the Indiana Pacers going to do in game 6? Are they just going to fold under pressure? Or are they going to protect home court and force a decisive game 7 back in Madison Square Garden? And with that, those are my reactions to both game 5s last night. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my shows, reaction videos, and other content. And last but not least, remember, the key is always on time.